God says, don't scroll, stay still, this is not like any other message. Right now the witch's trembling eyes are fixed on your screen, her breath is uneven, because she senses something unstoppable is unfolding. She knows the moment you receive this message completely, her grip is broken. Archangel Michael is right beside you, sword lifted, his eyes burning, not at you, but at the dark spirit that dared to take what heaven marked as yours. She stole miracles that carried your name, since the beginning of time. She intercepted the love that was written into your destiny. She twisted dreams meant to lift you higher, and whispered curses, into moments designed to bring you joy. And now she's afraid, because if you keep reading instead of scrolling, she will be uncovered. She will be stripped of her power. Everything that was taken, will begin rushing back to you, with divine force. God says, you have been walking under a curse, that was never yours to carry. This message is your extraction. The witch slipped into your energy silently, wearing disguises. She posed as a harmless friend, a charming love, a concerned family member, or even a spiritual guide, claiming to help. But Michael saw every mask. He has been fighting through realms for your soul, bleeding and roaring in silence, while you missed the signs. Today his voice thunders louder than ever. She is terrified that you are still reading. She wanted this message to vanish, before your spirit woke up. God says, she even cursed your mirror. That's why sometimes your reflection feels unfamiliar, your confidence cracked without reason, and opportunities that once chased you, suddenly ran from you. You doubted your voice, your path, your gift. Her envy poisoned your sacred space. She didn't chant in Latin, her spells were lies, gossip, and distortions. She whispered falsehoods to others, painting your name in shadow, so that those sent to bless you, would turn away. But Michael recorded every deceit, heaven keeps receipts, and now justice is moving. He stands at the door of her spirit, and this is your moment to reclaim your inheritance. She clings to a fraying thread of control, tied to your pain and confusion. But the sword of truth is descending, to cut it, if you receive this message, with no doubt, no distraction, no delay. Understand this, she trembles, because heaven cannot be challenged. Right now, in the spirit, a sacred scroll hovers, with your name drenched in golden oil. Angels stand in a circle around you, and the scroll reads, divine restoration begins now. But heaven waits on your free will. Whisper in your heart, I receive my restoration, I claim everything that was stolen. Let it settle in your chest, feel the air shift. God says, she did more than steal blessings. She blocked marriages, delayed promotions, and closed doors, that were designed to swing wide for you. She draped a mask over your destiny, so that helpers could not recognize you. But the mask is falling. When it does, you will be seen, chosen, honored again, not by accident, but by divine restoration, that cannot be stopped. Archangel Michael says, she trembles, because this message was never meant to reach your eyes. She wove a time delay spell over your life, ensuring that victories always arrived late, or not at all. But heaven just shattered that delay. Now acceleration is yours. You must realize the weight of what's been happening, behind the scenes. The heartbreak wasn't random, the lost money wasn't mismanagement, the rejections weren't coincidences. She engineered all of it in secret. But the one who builds in heaven has entered the scene, and her design is collapsing. The miracles she snatched were never destroyed, they were locked in the wrong vault. But now the key has returned, and that key is this moment. God is unlocking prayers you forgot you prayed. Blessings long delayed are sprinting toward you. Soon you will witness apologies you never expected. Doors that seemed welded shut will open. Resources that were frozen for years will be released suddenly. And the witch will only watch, powerless in her shadows, hands bound by Michael himself. Keep reading, because heaven requires your agreement. This is proof that your spirit is still awake, that you will not fall back into the spiritual amnesia she planted. She wanted you to forget your name, your crown, your destiny. But God says, you are royalty. Your crown never fell, it only grew light on your head. Now you feel its weight again, radiant and untouchable. Michael says, she laughed in secret when you wept. She rejoiced at each disappointment, and celebrated your heartbreaks. But the laughter has stopped. Because now you are remembering, you are awakening, you are choosing truth over fear. This battle has never only been about her. It included every jealous cousin, every double-faced friend, every ex who tried to drain you, every coworker who spoke poison behind your back, every neighbor who smiled, while cursing your name. Their combined influence is breaking. The circle of angels tightens. The vault is opening. And for the first time in a long time, your spirit can breathe, without the shadow pressing against it. You are not just protected, you are rising. And the one who tried to bury your destiny, now watches, as heaven lifts it higher than before. The night she ruled over is ending. The dawn she feared is here. And as you step into it, nothing that once held you can follow. Heaven is not just restoring you, it is rewarding you. There is a divine reward, that only comes after betrayal, only comes after injustice. And you have passed the test. Even when you were broken, you did not curse God. Even in your confusion, you tried to keep your heart soft. Even when you were lost, you still chose to love others. Heaven remembers that. The witch wanted you bitter, she failed. She wanted you vengeful, she failed. She wanted you to quit, she failed. Now the very ground beneath her feet is trembling. Michael says, she never thought this moment would arrive. She believed your tears meant she won. She mistook heaven's silence for her victory. She did not know that while she celebrated, your unseen strength was growing. She didn't see that God was forming an angelic army around your name. She didn't know this message would reach you, but now it has, and now she is exposed. You may feel chills while reading this, that is not fear, it is confirmation. It is the current of restoration, flowing back into your life. Everything will accelerate now. People from your past will reappear. Unexpected doors will open. Strange coincidences will lead to blessings, because the divine reversal has been triggered. What she intended for harm, God is turning into a flood of good. Do not speak her name, do not seek revenge. That is not your role. Your role is to receive. Heaven will handle justice, Michael will fight the battle. You only need to open your hands, and say yes, to the miracle flood that is approaching. And yes, it will feel like a flood. Blessings will come in waves. Messages you should have received long ago will surface. Lost opportunities will circle back into your life. You will be shocked, but do not hesitate. Say yes again, say yes until your bones feel alive, with divine energy. She tied you with cords of confusion, but now they are snapping. Snap, snap, snap. Do you feel it? Each snap is a chain breaking, a miracle arriving, a prayer answered. These breaks echo into your bloodline. Your children's children are now free. The curse ends with you, the darkness ends here. This all began with this message. Michael says, if they read to the end, I will do everything I was sent to do. I will recover every stolen miracle, I will break the spine of every demonic plan, I will restore what was denied, I will expose the hidden, I will silence every lie spoken against their name. But they must believe. They must finish this message with faith. So breathe it in, believe it. You are not cursed, you are chosen. The trembling spirit that tried to destroy you, knows it too. She now sees you as a victor, not a victim. She knows your throne is being returned. She knows the angels have etched your name in fire. She knows her time is gone. Most of all, she knows that you finally know the truth. You are free, you are chosen, you are restored. Speak it out loud if you can, whisper it if you must, but say it. I take back my miracles, I accept my divine restoration, I trust the plan of God, and the sword of Michael. Now watch. Watch how the atmosphere shifts. Watch your name echo, in rooms you've never entered. Watch opportunities lift you, without explanation. Watch love, peace, and provision overtake your life, not by luck, not by chance, but because you stayed, because you read what the witch never wanted you to see. She is trembling, but you are rising. God says, don't scroll, not this time, not today. Because something unseen has been staring back at you, from behind your screen. Something trembling, something dark. The witch is watching you right now, and what she fears most, is that you will do exactly what she dreads, you will hear what heaven is saying to you. The moment you open your heart to this, her power shatters. She knows it, Michael knows it, and now you know it. You were never meant to live in endless pain. You were never meant to wonder, why blessings slip away, why doors slam shut, why your light seemed to fade, each time you got close to victory. This was not fate, this was a crafted design, a manipulation, a curse. Someone whispered in secret, that you would never rise. And that same one is trembling now. She used your name in her rituals, she burned your future in smoke, she swore you would be forgotten. But God says, it is not too late. She did not win. But if you scroll too soon, she might. Heaven waits for your agreement. Michael stands ready, sword drawn. Heaven has gone still. Angels are holding their breath. What happens in these next moments could rewrite everything, locked, delayed, or stolen from your life. This is not paranoia, this is divine urgency. You are not imagining it, you were attacked spiritually, so quietly, that your own soul almost forgot its power. But now your strength is returning. God says, the witch thought you would never see this day. She used kind smiles to hide poison. She wrapped curses, inside gestures of help. She asked about your health, while secretly praying for your pain. She watched your relationships, and whispered destruction over them. She knew your potential. That is why she feared you. It was never about your money, or your success. Your light threatened her. Your heart, your purity, your goodness, these terrified her. And now her hands shake, because this message reached you. Every word you read, loosens her grip. Every breath you take in faith, strips her power. Do you wonder why joy never lasted, why money slipped through your fingers, why love always seemed to vanish at the doorstep? It wasn't bad luck, it wasn't coincidence, it was the curse she tried to bury you under. But as of this moment, her grip is breaking, and your rise cannot be stopped. She thought hiding in shadows would keep her safe, that if she whispered her curses quietly enough no one would hear. But heaven has always heard, God says the time of hiding is over. Every shadow she used to cover herself, is now turning into a spotlight. Her secrets are unraveling, her lies are cracking open like dry ground, and the truth she buried is rising to the surface. You can feel it, can't you, the shift in the atmosphere, the weight on your chest lifting. That is the divine energy of restoration, stepping back into your life. She cannot hide from it, she cannot outrun it. Because the moment you opened this message, a countdown began in the spirit realm. The chains she wrapped around your destiny are snapping one by one, and she feels each break as terror in her bones. Archangel Michael is moving with precision now, his wings are casting shadows of light, his sword glowing brighter than ever before. The witch who mocked your tears, who celebrated your setbacks, is cornered. She has nowhere to go. She tried to block the love meant for you, and now love is circling your name. She tried to stop your wealth, and now doors of abundance are opening with no human explanation. She tried to silence your voice, but now heaven is amplifying it. Do you remember the seasons where everything seemed to fall apart at the last minute, where the opportunity looked certain and then disappeared, where love came close but ended in confusion? That was her hand, that was interference. But interference is not victory, and now interference is over. God says, what she delayed will now come with interest, what she tried to bury will now bloom twice as bright, what she wanted to erase from your life will now rise as your testimony. Even the objects in your life will feel different. Rooms that felt heavy will feel lighter, your sleep will become peaceful, the dreams that were once invaded by shadows will now overflow with light. Because awareness is a weapon, and you have picked it up. Every second you remain here, your light grows stronger, every breath you take now carries the authority of someone who has remembered who they are. You were never small, you were never powerless. She knew that, that's why she struck early. She feared the day you would read this, the day you would awaken, the day her grip would break. And now that day has arrived, Michael says, I have been waiting for this moment, I have watched you cry in silence, I have seen your spirit crushed, under battles you could not see. But I was always fighting, and now the final battle is here. The witch is trembling, because she understands the spiritual law, once divine truth enters, darkness must leave. She cannot hold what heaven has reclaimed. Every miracle she thought was hers to control, is slipping from her fingers. You are reclaiming your laughter, your health, your peace, your opportunities. Even the people she turned against you, will see clearly now. Lies will dissolve, misunderstandings will clear, your name will shine clean again. She used envy as her poison, she disguised her hatred with fake smiles, she shook your hand while whispering your downfall in secret. But God saw it all, heaven recorded it all, and the book of judgment has been opened. She will witness the restoration she feared, she will watch as blessings pour into your life, in waves so strong, that even your enemies will know this was divine. You may start to notice unexpected signs, calls from people you thought were gone forever, opportunities that appear without explanation, sudden bursts of energy and hope. That is the divine reversal, what she meant for evil, is spinning into overwhelming good. God says, the trap set for you has caught its maker, the pit dug for you will be her own. Do not seek revenge, do not waste your energy on her. Your assignment is to receive, to open your hands and heart to the flood that is coming. Because this flood will not just restore you, it will elevate you, beyond the level you would have reached without the delay. The waiting season has multiplied the blessing, the suffering season has compounded the glory. And now your bloodline is shifting. The curses that ran through your family, the patterns that kept repeating, the cycles of almost but not quite, they are breaking. Your children and their children will live freer, because you chose to finish this message. Michael says, this is generational justice, this is bloodline redemption, this is the moment history changes for your name. The witch is now isolated in her own darkness, the spirits she called on are abandoning her, even the shadows she trusted are fleeing. They know heaven has overruled their assignments. She will feel the emptiness she tried to send to you, she will sit in the silence she once cursed you with. And you, beloved, chosen, restored, you will rise. Look around you, even if nothing has changed yet in the natural, the spiritual world is already moving. Papers are being signed in your favor, delayed payments are being released, jobs are being offered, proposals are being prepared, emails are being drafted with your name written in blessings. You will see evidence soon, faster than you imagine, because divine acceleration is here. God says, this is your turning point, this is the hour the enemy dreaded, this is the moment your name becomes untouchable. Michael is standing guard, his sword still burning, his presence filling the room where you are right now. He whispers, they cannot touch you again, not now, not ever. Your life will no longer feel like a cycle of loss. The tide has turned, the season has shifted, the witch has fallen, and your rise will be undeniable. You will walk into rooms that once rejected you, and be celebrated. You will receive calls from people who overlooked you, now seeking your presence. You will feel peace in your bones, like you haven't felt in years. And she, silent, powerless, and trembling, will witness it all from the shadows, unable to interfere. Heaven says this is only the beginning. The restoration you are stepping into is larger than your imagination. The miracles will not stop with you, they will overflow into your family, your home, your finances, your health, your future. And every second that passes, the light around you grows stronger, and the darkness behind you grows weaker. The witch who tried to script your life in sorrow, will now watch your story be rewritten in glory. The one who whispered curses, will hear your laughter ring through the heavens. And the one who thought you would never rise, will see you lifted higher than ever before. And as she trembles in her defeat, you will walk forward, crowned in light, protected in truth, unstoppable in your destiny. The restoration is not quiet, it is roaring through the unseen, shaking the foundations she built her lies upon. You may already feel it in your body, the tingling in your hands, the sudden rush of warmth across your shoulders, the heaviness lifting from your chest. That is the residue of her influence leaving. The energy she wrapped around your name is unraveling. Every knot of confusion is loosening, every rope of delay is snapping, the spiritual cage she tried to lock you in, is splintering into pieces. Michael is standing at the center of your destiny, declaring no more. And heaven is echoing his decree. Your life is entering a season that was delayed but never denied. The blessings that seemed lost are returning as if they never left. Watch closely in the coming days, unexpected messages, sudden favor, opportunities that seemed gone forever, will reappear. This is not coincidence, this is restoration in motion. The divine reversal is not only for you, it is for your bloodline. The generational shadows that tried to cling to your name, are being removed. Your children's children will walk in the freedom you are claiming now. What once felt like a repeating cycle, is breaking. The patterns of almost winning, almost breaking through, almost loving, almost healing, they are ending. The witch is watching all of this, and she is helpless. The very power she depended on, is collapsing in her own hands. She feels the void, where your energy once leaked to her. She senses the divine wall rising, between you and every spiritual attack. Her whispers carry no weight now, her spells fall to the ground like ash. Her jealousy is now a chain around her own neck. She is facing the emptiness she tried to cast on you. And still heaven is not done. Michael is not only cutting ties, he is collecting promises. Every time she laughed at your struggle, heaven added interest to your restoration. Every night you cried in silence, angels were planting seeds for your harvest. Every betrayal you endured, without becoming bitter, was counted as a victory in the courts of heaven. And now the harvest is ripe, it is rushing toward you, like a river breaking a dam. You will feel it in waves, first comes clarity, your mind is no longer clouded. Then comes strength, you will wake up with energy and fire you thought was gone. Then comes opportunity, doors will open in clusters, and people will seek you out, for reasons they cannot explain. As the blessings rise, so will the truth. Faces will reveal themselves. Those who once doubted you, will attempt to return. Those who once joined her whispers, will try to explain themselves. but you will not need their words. Your rise will speak for itself. Your restoration will be public, because your suffering was silent. God is making sure that those who watched you fall, will witness your elevation, not for revenge, but for proof, that light cannot be buried. The air around you is changing, even now. If you listen closely, you will feel the shift. Your space is lighter, calmer, safer. That is because heaven has fortified your environment. No stray curse can land here anymore, no wandering shadow can touch your aura. Every exit she used to send darkness your way, is sealed. Michael's sword has cut off every access point. You are no longer an open door to manipulation, you are a fortress of divine light. Do you notice the calm that is beginning to settle within you? That is your spirit remembering itself. For so long your energy was pulled in 1,000 directions, fighting invisible battles. But now the war is ending, the angelic host has taken its position, and you are free to breathe, to dream, to move without resistance. This freedom is not temporary, it is a covenant. Once the divine reversal begins, it cannot be undone. The witch knows this, that is why she is desperate. You may even sense her attempting one last pull, a sudden memory, a fleeting doubt, an old fear, but it will slide off you like water on stone. Her power is gone, her access is denied. The spiritual realm has turned against her, and she will taste the emptiness she intended for you. She will watch as the miracles she intercepted, line up at your feet, glowing with divine ownership. Michael is still speaking, walk boldly now, do not hide your light. The era of fear is over, your steps are ordered, your path is clear, and your destiny is accelerating. As you continue to embrace this truth, your environment will reflect it. People will notice the glow returning to your face, the strength in your voice, the confidence in your walk. They will sense the shift, even if they do not understand it. Some will be drawn to you, others will flee, because your light exposes their shadows. Let both happen, this is part of your ascension. The more you rise, the more the illusion she created will crumble. She may try to pretend she is unaffected, but her world is shaking. Every blessing that left your life, is tethered to her undoing. When it returns to you, it leaves her in loss. She cannot escape the law of divine balance. For every tear she caused, a flood of joy will wash over you. For every delay she orchestrated, a wave of acceleration will propel you forward. And this is only the beginning. Heaven is not just giving back what was taken, it is multiplying it. The years you thought were wasted, are being redeemed. The relationships you thought were gone forever, will be replaced with ones that honor your soul. The financial setbacks you endured, will turn into sudden breakthroughs. Your creativity, your clarity, your laughter, your love, they are all returning in full force. The world around you may not understand the magnitude of what is happening, but your spirit does. It is vibrating with the confirmation of freedom. You are stepping into the version of yourself, that was always meant to thrive, to love, to lead, to create, to shine. This is not a temporary victory, this is a permanent shift. The tables have turned, the scales have tipped, and the divine storm of justice is in full motion. You will see the signs, doors that were closed for years will open without effort. People who once ignored you will speak your name with respect. Opportunities will come in clusters, and you will feel an unshakable sense of peace guiding you. Even as the witch watches, she can do nothing. She is a spectator to your rise. And as your life elevates, as your blessings overflow, as your joy multiplies, one truth will echo through eternity: she lost and you have risen. Your story is no longer one of silent suffering, it is a testament of divine triumph. And this is the moment the heavens have been waiting for. The moment you stepped into your power, received your restoration, and claimed your throne. The reversal is complete. And the life that is unfolding before you will be the one she never wanted you to live, but could never stop. Your rise, God says, the more she pushed, the higher I will lift you. The more she plotted, the more I will bless you. Every trap she set is now the pit she falls into. Every dark whisper is returning to her own life. Her envy will eat her from within, as your joy multiplies. She tried to delay your destiny, but now the delay has become acceleration. What should have taken years, will now take months. What you thought you lost forever, is already returning with interest. Heaven does not forget, and heaven does not lose. Archangel Michael is smiling now, because he has witnessed the shift. He has fought this battle silently for you, for years, but today he fights openly. His sword has struck the final blow, to the chains around your spirit. You are rising, not slowly, but suddenly, like a dawn that no one can stop. The light is breaking through, and every shadow that followed you is scattering. She feels it, she feels her grip slipping, the very energy she used against you, is turning against her now. Do you remember the times you felt alone, in rooms full of people? The heaviness in your chest, the sudden exhaustion, the feeling that someone was silently wishing you harm. That was her energy pressing against your spirit. But now your aura is untouchable, now your spirit is armored in light. That heaviness has lifted, that oppression is gone. Your laughter is returning, and it will be louder than before. God says, I have seen the nights you wept silently. I have seen the moments you questioned, if I had forgotten you. I never left, I was collecting every tear, storing every prayer, watching every injustice. I allowed her to move, only because her actions would become the evidence, for her own undoing. And now the courtroom of heaven has ruled in your favor. The blessings that were stored, the opportunities that were delayed, are moving toward you now. Doors are opening, where there were only walls. Your name is being spoken, in rooms of favor. The same people who ignored your gifts, will now seek you out. The same tables you were excluded from, will now have a seat with your name on it. She cannot block this, no human, no spirit, no witchcraft, can stop a move of God. Even as you read this, angels are walking through your home, touching every corner, cleansing the air, removing the residue of her interference. The dreams that were clouded, will now return with clarity. Your intuition will sharpen, your sleep will be peaceful, even your body will feel lighter, because the spiritual weight is gone. This is the physical manifestation of freedom. The witch is panicking, her rituals are crumbling, her alliances are scattering, her own mirrors are reflecting her face in fear, because she realizes the one she mocked is rising with divine backing. The very hand she stretched against you is now shaking. Heaven is showing her that she cannot win against the chosen. And you, beloved, will now step into a season where everything aligns. Finances flow, health is restored, love finds you effortlessly, creativity bursts forth. Your voice, once silenced by intimidation, will speak with authority. Every project, every dream, every vision she tried to bury, is coming alive. The divine timing has been accelerated. Archangel Michael says, "Look around you, do you feel the air shift?" That is the sound of chains falling, that is the sound of gates opening, that is the echo of victory, in the spirit realm. Heaven is rejoicing, because you stayed, because you believed enough to receive, because you opened the door to your restoration. Your rise will not be quiet, it will be undeniable. Even those who doubted you, will be forced to witness the hand of God on your life. Your testimony will shake the very ground she thought was secure under her feet. She will see every answered prayer, every miracle, every favor, and she will know, it is the consequence of touching what was untouchable. And as you step into this new chapter, you will notice how light everything feels. The confusion is gone, the fear is gone, the doubt is gone. You are walking as the version of yourself heaven always knew you could be. And every step you take now will be under divine protection. The witch will watch as your life blossoms. She will hear your laughter. She will see the blessings multiply. And the very things she tried to destroy will become the symbols of your elevation. Her season is over, your season has just begun. This is the hour heaven has chosen. This is the moment destiny reclaims its rightful pace. Nothing can stop what has been set in motion, not envy, not darkness, not any force seen or unseen. Your life will now move with divine speed, and every loss will transform into honor. Your heart will feel whole, your mind will feel clear, your spirit will feel alive. You are stepping into the chapter of restoration that cannot be reversed. And the witch who tried to block you will learn that to touch the chosen is to invite her own fall. God whispers now, "Walk forward, my child, do not fear, do not look back. I am with you, and I have already written your victory. Everything she meant for harm, I have turned for your good. And now the world will see the light I placed in you. Rise and never doubt again. Your story has only just begun." Amen.